a part of a secret society might look like a good idea on the outside, but when you're inside, it turns out to be really rotten. But on the bright side, these secret societies make for great reading material. So if you're looking for some entertaining, immersive, captivating, and page-turning reads, I have 3 secret society books that I think you should add to your reading list. Welcome back to the Biblio Lifestyle channel, where we're reading and living better together. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you're the first to know what's new when I go live and when new videos are uploaded. Today, I'm really excited to share with you 3 books that have secret societies at the center that are absolutely page-turning, immersive, captivating, atmospheric. They're just the perfect escape, I feel, especially during the fall. There's something about secret societies that just kind of hit different. And it also helps that these books are kind of academia-ish in theme. So some are set at schools, some are set in life post-school, and some have an academic, literary kind of vibe throughout. So these are just some of the common threads you can expect in these books. Okay, so let's get into the recommendations. The first book on my list is an oldie but a goodie, and a book that is synonymous with dark academia, which, by the way, I did a whole separate video on dark academia, one video about what it is, from the aesthetic to the lifestyle to the subgenre to everything, and another video with dark academia recommendations. And I'm bringing it back again here in the Secret Society book recommendation list because it belongs here. It really, really does. And that's The Secret History by Donna Tartt. Now, The Secret History follows a group of elite college students. This one's set in Vermont. And they're influenced by their professor to kind of explore and practice certain rituals, okay? Hence, part of the secret society. Now, the experiment goes wrong. It ends up in someone's murder, a local farmer. They attempt to cover it up. And this cover up really, really affects the group, right? It makes them very fragile and relationships get really strained. Now, it gets even more strained when a member of the group really starts to unravel, they can't really handle it, and it leads to that person's death. So in the story, we follow a student who gives us the blow-by-blow, tell us everything that happened, the whole chain of events, and of course, the cover-up. So this is a great secret society read because you really get into, exclusivity, manipulation. There's this huge moral gray area. Look, it's very clear for people like you and me, but it's really great in this book. And the psychological thought process and exploration of just how when you have perceived superiority can sometimes lead to destructive behavior, especially when you pair that with isolation. So we kind of see the characters just really descend into this paranoia and hysteria, and we really see what happens when we take a look at the consequences of their actions. But anyways, this is the OG. I think it's worth adding to your reading list. It's borderline required reading for dark academia, and I'm going to throw it in there for secret societies too. So I highly recommend The Secret History by Donna Tartt. Now, the second book on my list is a juicy dark thriller that gives us some college years stories. There's a bit of cultish behavior in there. And then we also get a bit of life post-college as well. So the book I am talking about, super juicy, is The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead. Now, like I said, this is a dark thriller, and it's about our main character, Shay, who, when she was in college, and she went to a college in upstate New York, got involved with this really charismatic man, which led to her and her friend ending up in a cult. Now, we see Shay years later, after she's kind of rebuilt her life and all these things, but she learns about her friend. Friend dies through listening to a true crime podcast. So this is, a true crime podcast kind of story. And she realizes, oh my gosh, the cult, the influence is still very much, present still, and the influence is still clearly there. So anyway, we see Shay having to kind of, relive some past memories, reckon with the past, and really dive into this really closed society, which of course she discovered, has like a lot of dark things embedded in this society. Now, I think this is a great secret society book because, again, core within secret societies, I mean, this is really a cultish book, but you see the themes of power and manipulation really heavy in this one, but also just how past experiences can impact you, and also just about your formative college years and how that also kind of impacts you. And it just really shows you just how dangerous yet seductive, right? Like I said at the top of this video, it looks good on the outside, but when you really get in there, you realize just how dark it really is. So this book really gets into just how seductive but yet dangerous these secret societies can be. And it makes for just a really gripping page-turning read. Now, I did read the physical book, but I also listened to this one on audio. And I have to tell you, if you're an audiobook listener, highly recommend. This was a great listen. So if you're looking for cultish college years plus post-college years, The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead will give you that seductive, dangerous, dark, thrillery secret society read. Now, the third book on my list is a mysterious book. And if you love books about books, I think you'll enjoy this one. If you love mysterious worlds, hidden societies, you get the backdrop of academia as well. But this one is also very literary, and I loved it. I was really immersed in this world. And the book I'm recommending to you is The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. Now, I absolutely adored, what was her previous book? The Night Circus. Loved it. So when The Starless Sea, when this book was being released, I ran. I didn't walk. I ran to get this one. And it didn't disappoint. I really enjoyed it. Now, The Starless Sea follows a graduate student. So this is like post-college years. And he discovers this really mysterious book at a library, which, shocker, contained a story about him. I mean, just think about that for a second, especially for us readers. You go to the library, you found this book, and you know how sometimes we relate to books and stories? Nah, this one is flat out about you, and it contained a story from his childhood. Now, naturally, this would make anyone, me included, uneasy. So he decides that he's going to find out who wrote this book, where did this book come from, and just, his desire to learn more. And this takes him on a journey he could not have imagined. It took him on a whirlwind of a journey. And he ends up finding so much more, to the point where he discovers that the weight of the world and the balance of the world is kind of like in his hands. So we see him kind of end up in this secret place, this secret world, where they're like ancient libraries, lost cities, mystical seas, He's solving riddles, fables, deciphering mythology. They're pirates. He's meeting other travelers along the way. Just everything, all beneath the earth, on the shores of the Starless Sea. Now, I know I'm not doing this book justice. I hate sometimes trying to describe these books because I don't think I do a good job, because I'm just so excited, and there's just so much to say without spoiling it. But this is a great secret society read because you really get like the mysterious world, and instead of like just one, like a hidden group, this is a whole world. This is a whole hidden society, not necessarily like small society group, this whole thing. And you get the backdrop of academia. It's just very inviting. I love the magic and just the world building and all the different hidden realms. This is really fun. So if you're looking for a literary read, I highly recommend The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. So friends, there you have it. 3 books about secret societies that I think you should add to your reading list, and they're better read during the fall and winter months. That's what I feel anyway. So the first book I shared was The Secret History by Donna Tartt. It's a classic for a reason, in my opinion, but I'd love to hear your thoughts about The Secret History, whether you loved it or you didn't, but I just kind of feel it's required reading, you know? The second book on my list is a dark thriller. It's The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead. And then you get a literary, mysterious world with hidden societies. And that's The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. I would love to get more book recommendations from you all. Tell me about your favorite books with secret societies at the center in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I'd also love to hear what you feel about just academia reads during this time of year. Do you feel for it more during the fall because of the back to school season? Is this something you carry with you throughout the winter, or is this something you read all year round? Regardless, I'd love to hear from you. So let's continue the conversation in the comments. Now, if you haven't already, please like this video, share this video, tell a friend to tell a friend about Biblio Lifestyle and our community over here on YouTube. But also, if you're happening to watch this somewhere else, you know, like, subscribe, follow, just do all the things. But especially here on YouTube, which is where I post most of my video content, I would really appreciate your support. So like this video, share this video, hit that subscribe button, and also make sure your notifications are turned on so you're the first to know what's new when I go live and when new videos are uploaded. Thanks for watching.